Today, I'm going to show you the 5 things I'm doing with my money right now in preparation for what many are calling the 2020 recession. Now, just a disclaimer, I'm just some unqualified random guy on the internet with no financial background whatsoever, so everything I'm about to say for the rest of this video is simply my opinion. I don't know for sure what's going to happen with the economy in the future. I'm just here to tell you what I'm currently doing with my money. You need to do more research on your own and use your best judgment when it comes to your money. With that being said, let's dive right into it. Now, I am someone who likes to consider as many scenarios as possible, including the ones that are most commonly associated with tinfoil hats. So the first thing I did was use some of my money to ensure the safety of my family, close friends, and loved ones. So back in early February, when this whole crisis started unfolding, I immediately spent a couple $1,000s sending out supplies to a couple of households around the world. These shipments included about 2 months of non-perishable goods for every person, some basic medical supplies, survival gear, and even some means of self-defense. I'm serious. I ordered a couple of machetes and crossbows, which might be a little bit too much, but we are currently seeing an increase in looting and food shortages around the world. So who knows? Anything could happen. And I feel like it's better to be prepared than to be sorry. Money comes second to the health and safety of your family and loved ones. Now that the people I care about were provided for, it was time for me to think about myself, which is why the second thing I did with my money was to make sure that I had an emergency fund available on hand. See, I'm currently stuck overseas in Vietnam, which is actually an extremely good thing because they've been handling the virus situation extremely well. Props to you, Vietnam. But even then, I'm still considering all the possibilities. I absolutely do not want to be stuck in another country all by myself without any money. You need money. I'm talking about physical cash to do things, whether it's to buy more food, to move around quickly, or even to get someone to do you a favor. All of those things are currently bartered for with money. Money is power. And I realized that I might need to use some of this power to save my ass if something were to happen to me. Because nobody else is watching out for me when I'm in another country. I have to watch out for myself here. So I went to the local Western Union and I started taking out cash every day until I had a good amount in both the Vietnamese dong and also the USD. Enough for me to survive for at least 3 months. The third thing I'm doing with my money is making sure I have more money in general. It's been said that times of crisis are where millionaires are made, and there's some truth to this, right? If the stock market plunges and I have cash sitting on hand, theoretically, I would be in a good position to invest. We recently had a drop of about 30% from all-time highs in the stock market. It could go down to 40, heck, even 50, no one really knows. But regardless of how low it goes, if I have extra money laying around, I'll be able to take advantage of this and pick up stocks at a huge discount. So I'm making sure that I'm making more money, which is why I've been working really hard every week, significantly more than I used to, planning out 6 to 8 videos a month as compared to the 2 to 4 that I usually did before. And it's interesting because I've noticed that most of my friends back home are basically doing the opposite. They're telling me about how bored they are, stuck at home with nothing to do, playing video games and surfing social media all day. Whenever I hear this, I can't help but shake my head because my mentality right now is that every dollar I make could potentially be worth $2. It's double money time. It's time for me to grind extra hard to do whatever I can to make more money because I'll be able to hit my financial goals twice as fast. Now, having more money is not just about making more money. It's also about spending less money. It's double expensive time. Every dollar I spend now costs me double. So I've been cutting costs wherever I can. I've unsubscribed to a bunch of services I don't really use that much. I even started cooking at home more. And this actually brings us to the sponsors of today's video, Honey. Honey is an extremely easy free online shopping tool that will allow you to save money on just about anything you decide to purchase online. When you use Honey, it automatically looks up coupons for you and tries to save you money. There's no catch. It does this all for absolutely free. Honey has access to coupons for over 30,000 stores online, which is why they have over 17 million users with over $2 billion in savings. And rest assured, they're part of the PayPal and Venmo family, so you know they're legit. Not having Honey is literally passing up on saving free money. Get Honey for free today by going to www.joinhoney.com/pill. And just a reminder, guys, one of the best ways to help support this channel is by simply checking out our sponsors. That way they'll want to work with us again in the future. Honey is absolutely free, so you'll be doing me a huge favor by simply downloading it and using the tool to save yourself money. The fourth thing I'm doing with my money is making what I consider to be smart bets. This is a concept I took from Ray Dalio, who is considered to be one of the best investors in the world. He talks more about this in his book, Principles. Basically, it works like this. Imagine that you make a $10 bet on something that has a 50-50 chance of being right or wrong, say a coin flip. If you are right, you will end up with $100. If you are wrong, you will end up with $0. In cases like this, even though you only have a 50% chance of being right, it can be worth it to play, assuming you have extra money laying around. Because even though you could lose everything you wager, you still have an equally high chance of 10xing your money. And I took this principle to heart and I've been applying it a lot these past couple of months. I'll give you an example. So back in January, I decided to move all of the money in my retirement fund out of the stock market. I called up my financial advisor and he was saying things like, no, just stay in. It's silly to try and time the market. And he's right. If you try to time the market, you usually fail. But I have a very high risk tolerance. And I had a strong belief that this little virus in Wuhan would really shake things up on a global scale. So in my head, I felt like there was a 50% chance that I would be right and that a big drop would occur in the markets within the next 6 months. If I was right, I figured that I would be able to prevent my retirement fund from losing about 25% of its value. If I was wrong, I would probably only lose out on around 5% of gains because the S&P only raises about 8 to 10% per year. And I planned on only staying out for half a year. So in my head, this was a 50-50% chance bet that could either save me 25% or cause me to lose 5% of my entire portfolio. If my portfolio was worth $100,000, I would end up either saving $25,000 or losing $5,000. I felt like this was a smart bet, so I decided to gamble. And luckily, I was right, and I was able to prevent a little over 30% in losses for my entire retirement portfolio. I took this idea of making smart bets even further, and I decided to short the market in March when the pandemic really started ramping up in speed in the USA, and I was able to 5x the money I put in. I am still on the lookout for new smart bets, constantly looking for opportunities. Again, it's important to note that I am not a qualified financial expert. Do not try to do any of these things without consulting your financial advisor first. Truth be told, I consider myself to be more of a gambler, not an investor, because of my high risk tolerance, meaning that I am okay with losing all of the money I wager when it comes to these smart bets. It's extra money that I have laying around. Never, ever bet money that you can't afford to lose. And finally, the last thing I'm doing with my money right now is buying insurance. And I don't mean life insurance or car insurance. I mean money insurance. Okay, the thing is, we live in unprecedented times. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. No one is sure what's going to happen with the economy. And in cases like this, I think it's smart to buy some insurance in the form of gold or silver. Even Ray Dalio has a portion of his portfolio invested into gold. Now, gold isn't really an investment in the sense that you can't really rely on it to make you more money. It's more like a safe place where you can park some of your money just in case things go really, really south. So I've been buying physical gold and silver just to be on the safe side of things. And that's it. These are the 5 things that I've been doing with my money right now. Basically using it to take care of my loved ones and myself, making sure I have more money so I can make more smart bets, and finally buying insurance just in case. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon for more wealth-related videos that I plan on releasing soon down the line. Besides that, guys, stay tuned and stay safe.